Hi, I'm Nicole, and I didn't start traveling solo until my mid 40s. For years, I thought solo travel was for 20 something backpackers, not women like me with a mortgage, responsibilities, and a million what ifs. What if it's not safe? What if I'm lonely? What if I'm just too old for this? But those questions wouldn't go away. I kept finding myself daydreaming about being on a plane, looking out over the clouds, wondering what my life could look like if I was just a little bit braver. If you're a woman over 40 who secretly wants to travel alone but is absolutely terrified to start, I was exactly where you are now. That first trip didn't magically erase all my fears, but it did something more important. It proved I can handle them. From that cruise, I started saying yes to more trips. I found myself relaxing by pools on my own, laughing in the big, ridiculous sombreros in markets, and standing on hotel rooftops in new cities, realizing, wait, I'm actually doing this. I'm a solo traveler now. The fears didn't disappear, but they got quieter every time I kept a promise to myself. With each flight, each new city, I felt a little more confident, a little more like the main character in my own life instead of a side character in everyone else's. Before I ever booked that first trip, I was the queen of excuses. I told myself I was too busy, it was too expensive, it wasn't safe, I felt awkward eating alone, and honestly, I worried people would judge me for traveling by myself at my age. On the outside, I looked like I had it all together work, family routines, but inside, I felt stuck. I wouldn't scroll through photos of beaches and cities, and then I put my phone down and think, who am I kidding? Women like me, we don't do that. If any of that sounds familiar to you, just know you're not broken, you're not alone, you're not behind, and you are definitely not the only one feeling that way. Today, I'm still not a 20 something living out of a backpack. I'm a midlife woman who gets nervous before some trips, checks the safety reviews twice, and still overpacks snacks for the plane. But I am no longer the woman who believes she's too old or too scared to travel alone. That's why I started this channel, Solo Travel Over 40. I wanted to create the safe, judgment free space I couldn't find when I took my first solo trip at 45. If you're between 35 and 65 and you're curious about solo travel, but you have your fears and they're louder than your passport, you are exactly who I'm here for. Subscribe if you want honest midlife solo travel advice, safety tips, and a friend in your corner reminding you you're not too old and it's not too late. And in the comments below, tell me what's the one trip you secretly want to take, but you are too scared to book.